Remember that the last time we saw her, Carla was looking at results to her search about hypertension and figuring out which links were most relevant to her search. Let's continue looking at the results she found when she searched the word hypertension. Only this time, let's think about the accuracy, reliability, and bias of the websites just based on the information we see on the results page. Although there isn't a lot of information to look at this point, you can tell a lot about the credibility of a website just by looking at the source. So let's take a look at our first result. One of the first steps in critically evaluating this result is to look at the domain suffix. Domain suffix is what follows the period at the end of a URL. Some of the most common domain suffixes include .com, .edu, .gov, .org, and .net. .com means that it's a commercial site. You should be wary of the information you find here. The information could be very accurate, but often commercial sites are promoting something. This means that the information there might be biased or inaccurate. .edu is from an educational institution. .gov means that it was published by the federal government. And .org traditionally means it's from a nonprofit organization. These three domain suffixes can be trusted more than the suffixes .com and .net, which stands for network. Any website that does not fit into a category of another domain suffix can fall into .net. This means that you should be just as skeptical of information on a website with a domain suffix .net as you should with a suffix .com. It's important to know that even if a website has the domain suffix .edu, .gov, or .org, the information there is still biased to some extent and could be inaccurate. So, it's important to critically evaluate all the information you find online. Getting back to Carla's search, we can see that the first result has the domain suffix .com, the second result is .org, the third is .org, and the fourth is .gov. This means that we probably want to trust the last three websites more than the first one. Looking more closely at the source, we can see that the first result comes from a news site called Medical News Today. It also has a rating. This can be helpful because it can show what other people have thought about the website. However, it also implies that people on the internet have some level of involvement with the site. This decreases its credibility somewhat. For the second one, we see that the source is Mayo Clinic. We can assume that this is a health clinic, and it probably means that it can come from a credible place. The third one comes from Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a free encyclopedia that anyone online is able to edit. So, it has fairly accurate information but also contains mistakes. So it's probably not our first choice for credible information. The fourth site is from .gov and it's from the National Center for Biotechnology Information. We definitely want to trust this website because it's from a government site about health. So the sites that we probably want to trust the most from this page include Mayo Clinic and the NIH website. It's important to remember that we're just making an educated guess based on the little information that we have here. Once we click on the links, we will need to reevaluate the information we find.